My favorite way of using AI as a civil engineer was using it to read specifications and contracts. So instead of using Control F reading the document, I just upload it to AI and ask it questions. It was like a really smart person who memorized all the information we needed to know, and I just asked them questions and it surfaced the right answers. Let me show you exactly what I mean. This pavement design guide from Ost Roads is nearly 300 pages long. So, if I'm allowed to, considering the data privacy associated with this specification, which is public and free to use, what I can do is upload it into NotebookLM, Google's AI tool. Now that it's uploaded and processed the document, I can ask the PDF a question instead of using Control F. So what I can ask is, what is the typical presumptive CBR value used for silty clay subgrade? The AI gives me an answer. So I can see here for silty clay subgrade, for areas with excellent to good drainage, it's 5 to 6%. For fair to poor drainage, it's 3 to 4%. And I want to verify and make sure what it is saying is actually accurate. So I can click on this source link and it links to the exact part of the PDF where it's pulled the information, including this table, which I can then go back to my original document, go to table 5.4, and just confirm that the information is actually correct. And this gives me the confidence that the AI is not making things up. I don't know about you, but this simple use case has saved me hours of time. Instead of manually reading a specification or a contract and trying to find and then understand the large paragraphs of text, I just ask the AI. And if it still doesn't make sense, it can meet me where I am. So I just ask, explain what a presumptive CBR value is, and please explain in simple terms without technical jargon. The AI responds in plain language without technical language to help me to understand what a presumptive CBR value is. What's great about AI is it gives me answers which meet me where I am and help me to understand what I need to know, as well as linking to the relevant source material so I can verify that what it said is true. This is one of the most powerful use cases of how AI can support us. And for us, it's just the start. We built this course because we believe AI can provide so much value to the construction industry and truly transform how we work. What I've always found as a challenge is that most of the AI content I find online is generic. It's not tailored to construction and it's not always useful to me and my use cases. So what we've done is we've pulled this information together and contextualized it to our industry so that it's relevant to you, whether you're in architecture, engineering, or construction, about how you can use AI in your role today. Before I start, I want to acknowledge that we are delivering this course in partnership with Joist AI, a sales and marketing AI tool for the AEC industry. But our course doesn't actually use their software. In fact, nowhere in this course will we be telling you to use a particular tool such as ChatGPT, Claude, or Microsoft Copilot. The entire goal of this course is to take a step back and understand what you need to know to start using any AI tool. We want to prepare you for the future that we believe is coming so that no matter what tool your company decides to adopt, you'll be able to apply what you learn here today in your day-to-day role. And all of our examples will be using free tools so that you can follow along no matter what your setup is. By the end of this course, we'll teach you 5 things. Firstly, the fundamentals of AI and how it applies to construction. Secondly, how to onboard AI into your workflow so that it actually applies to what you do. Thirdly, where and when to use AI because it's not great at everything. Fourthly, how do you talk to AI, or as we call it, how do you prompt AI? And then finally, and what's really important, is how do you use AI responsibly and safely in your roles? A quick about me before we get started. I'm Bragan. I was a civil engineer specializing in pavements and aviation. So that meant I spent a lot of time out at airports. I'd be looking at the ground, counting cracks, and what we'd say is we'd help design the road for planes. It was a great role, if a little cold and windy with a lot of night shifts. After that, I spent the last year seconded into a government infrastructure authority. And what we did is we developed and delivered AI training programs for our people. We wanted them to use AI in their roles every day because we saw that opportunity. I used to say to anyone who attended one of our workshops, if you spend 2 hours with us, we'll teach you to save at least 1 hour a week. And that's the goal that I hope to deliver for you through this course. And just one final bit of housekeeping. What do I mean when I say AI? In this course, when I say AI, I'm talking about generative AI or a large language model, also called as an LLM. So that's basically a system where you put an input like a text or an image, and it generates a new output for you, such as more text, an image, a video, or even a sound. And I also want to say that I personally don't believe that AI is going to replace human workers or replace everyone in construction. But I do believe that people who use AI will replace people who don't. Because just like how computers and internet change the way that we do our work, AI will reshape how we do our work in small but compounding ways. And those who learn how to use it now, when we are still early, will be able to do more with less and prepare for this future. So let's get started into our first video. But before we jump into prompting, workflows using AI, we need to start with something that's really important: risk, privacy, and data security. That's coming up in our next video.